Good morning. Welcome to the gathering this morning. I'm going to invite you to stand up on the first one. Wherever two or more are gathered in his name, he is there also. We'll sing about him with us this morning. It's the sweet, sweet, sweet presence of Jesus. How it moves my soul, how it makes me whole. It's the sweet, sweet, sweet presence of Jesus. How it sets me free, gives me liberty. Takes me to a higher place where there's amazing grace. It takes me to a higher place where I can see his face. It's the sweet, sweet, sweet presence of Jesus. Sweet, sweet, sweet presence of Jesus. How it sets me free, gives me liberty. It takes me to a higher place where there's amazing grace. It takes me to a higher place where I can see his face. It's the sweet, sweet, sweet presence of Jesus. How it moves my soul, how it makes me whole. It's the sweet, sweet, sweet presence of Jesus. How it sets me free, gives me liberty. It's the sweet, sweet, sweet presence of Jesus. How it moves my soul, how it makes me whole. It's the sweet, sweet, sweet presence of Jesus. How it sets me free, gives me liberty. Y'all can be seated if you'd like. You know, we're in the midst of the season that
where we celebrate as believers, we celebrate the birth of Christ. The world celebrates the birth of Christ, and even though our culture has made it secular in a lot of ways, the reason for this season is that God loved us enough to come down in human form and start as a baby and grow through and have a ministry and a walk as a human as well as God, so that he could bring us to him and provide us a way to him. This next song is really simple, but y'all are going to know it, and it is so profound. You know, what we are celebrating is that he came to be with us and that he remains with us still. You never know. As a worship family, as a gathering, and as a spiritual community, we're on a journey. We're on a trip. And you never know what's going to happen, what this day will look like in the next day, but we're taking it one day at a time, following his lead. And I will say this, something that is very, very good about our Christmas Eve service that's going to occur here in this theater on Christmas Eve at 5:30 is that for the first time in the life of the gathering and in the life of our Christmas Eve services, we're going to be able to put it on the internet. And we've not had that before. We've not been able to share the largest celebration of the year besides Easter. You know, we've not been able to share that with folks who worship with us and are in our family and are in our community in other states around the country. And now for the first time, because of our new normal, as Paula likes to say, we're going to be able to do that, and it's a wonderful thing. Who are we that you would be mindful of us? What do you see that's worth looking our way? I'll invite you all to stand with us before we hear the wonderful message from Steve-O this morning. That's right. Y'all can heckle him, he can take it. This is karaoke church, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. You know what? As a worship, I say this a lot, but as a worship family, we're taking it one day at a time, 1 week at a time, following our fearless leader and following his word and where the gathering is going and what we're becoming. And sometimes we just have to move, even if it's from 15 to 16. You gotta move, you gotta move, you gotta move, child, you gotta move. When the Lord gets ready, you got to move. You gotta move, you gotta move, you gotta move, child, you gotta move. When the Lord gets ready, you got to move. To move, let's move. You may run, you can't be caught. You may hide, you can't be found. But when the Lord gets ready, you're gonna move.